What is going on, guys? This is the first video in this tutorial series, and so in this tutorial we're going to be talking about the print function and strings, okay? And so basically what a print function is you have this function print right here, and you're going to put in a set of parameters inside of these brackets, and you can put anything you want. You can put out a variable, an integer, a string, but only one of those inside of that. And once you run the function, whatever's inside these parameters is going to be printed out into the logcat, all right? It's going to be an output. So for now, we're going to be working with strings, all right? And to work with strings, you're just going to want to put these quotation marks, then say, write anything you want, right? A piece of text, hello, world. And we can go ahead and run this, okay? And we'll see that it will print out into our outlog. And look at that, it says hello, world. All right, and we can also do different things with our strings. We can do double quotes, right? We can say hello world as well. All right, we can write it out like that. We could also write hello world by adding two things, right? And what we call this string concatenation, right? Hello, right? So it's basically just adding two strings together. Hello world. And you're gonna want to add the space here, so you have a space. Or you can do it this other way right here. Print hello, comma, world. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and run this. And it's running right now. Go ahead and run this one more time. It's not running on us. Oh, right here. Look at that. It says hello world 4 times, and look at that. We have hello world 4 times. Alright? And let me tell you why these different things are useful. So this one right here takes up the least amount of data out of all of these, right? So this is the most simple one, and you're going to want to use these most of the time. All right, this one right here, this one takes a little bit more data, but sometimes it's necessary, right? When we have apostrophes in our text, for example, we say don't do that, right? It'll work, right? Because we have double quotation marks here and we have a single quotation mark right here. So the function is not going to stop at any point, right? Whereas we have something right here, we denote our start and end points at these apostrophes right here, right? So if we said the same piece of text, don't do that, look what happened. We get an error, right? It doesn't like that. It doesn't know whether to stop right here, or over here. And we're actually going to get an error when we print something out like that. Look at that. See? We get an error. So when we have apostrophes, we always want to use these double quotation marks. And this one is pretty useful right here because let's say we had two variables, right? The user writes something in, it inputs something, and we're going to call the input x, right? And the input, let's say they say hello, and then the user also, another user says something else, and they say world, okay? And this one's particularly useful because we can, instead of just saying hello world, writing it out, we can just say x plus y, and then it'll print out hello world. Look at that, it says hello world, and also this one right here says don't do that. Okay, so this one's useful for that case. And why is this one useful right here? Well, I was kind of curious about this too, and this is more useful when you have two different types of objects, right? So this right here, this is a string object, and then if we write the number 5, we have an integer object, okay? And so print functions without, if we just try this with string concatenation, it would not work out, right? Because we have a string right here and we have an integer right here. And a string concatenation can only work with two different types of strings, okay? And so, and also this print function is a little confused, right? Does it print out a string? Does it print out an integer? It's a little confused. So it's best practice not to do something like that. And this comma right here kind of denotes, hey, we have one object right here and we have a different object right there. And we can go ahead and print this out. And we're just going to say something. I am, and then 5, right? I am 5, okay? And so then you have these basic functions. Then you can do all sorts of neat things with strings, right? You can find the length of strings by saying something like, um, num is equal to len, and then, write your own string or whatever, write something random, and then I say print num, right? Because we can print out variables as well. Print out number, and look at that, we have 16 characters in this string right here. So there are all sorts of neat things you can do with strings, and I really suggest you to go ahead and explore a little bit more about strings, and you'll find some pretty cool things. All right, and that kind of wraps up the strings and print function tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one.